What's going on YouTube? This is Trove again, and today we're going to be doing another tutorial. This time we're going to be cleaning an AR15. The first thing we need to make sure is that our bolt is forward. So fortunately there's not an easy way to do this without sending the bolt slamming forward, but you do have to press this. Okay, now we can go ahead and open the rear by pushing the takedown pin and lifting that up. So there we have it. Another thing we're going to do is just go ahead and pull the charging handle as normal, and you're going to see that we have our bolt coming out with our charging handle, or rather our BCG coming out with our charging handle. And I like to go ahead and put a microfiber towel down just so we're not making a mess on top of our mat here. So another thing we're going to do is we're going to take down the front pin, or the forward pin, and this one's often a little tighter to get out, so just play with it, bear with me. Just finding the right angle. All right, and we got that. Okay, that's step one. So step two, we can start with the lower, just because there's a lot less happening here than the upper. And so what I like to do here is use some breakthrough cleaner. And we are just kind of saturating the lower here, and that should be good. Okay, so I highly recommend using a brush for this. And I have a nylon brush here, so let's just get started working. So one thing we want to do is we want to put it off of safety real quick, and we're going to release our hammer, and just nice and slow. Okay, now we can put it back on safety. Or it probably won't go. Nope, it won't go on safety unless it is actually charged. So there you go. All right, so we're just giving a nice brush. So this tends to get really dirty, and it's not because I'm doing anything wrong to it. It's just I use a lot of 22, and so 22 is inherently dirty. It's cheap ammo, and therefore it leaves cheap residue everywhere. So I end up cleaning my AR after every range session, and since I just went to one yesterday, we're cleaning today. Okay. Put this on another microfiber. All right, cool. So now we're just kind of wiping down. And again, I'd probably use an aerosol with a little more pressure to kind of just kind of break down that carbon and debris. I have this a spray bottle, and it's just not doing as well as a aerosol can would have. So there's some give and take. The aerosols are inherently more expensive, so there's that to consider. Okay. And now that we've pretty much cleaned the lower, we're going to charge it back and put it on safety, and we're going to get the other side actually of the hammer, and then we'll be done. Okay, cool. So we're going to oil this up. Again, we're going to send the hammer forward, and we're just going to go and touch on these springs here that you may see. This is a drop-in trigger, so it will look a little differently than a mil spec, but the concept's the same. All right. Okay, that's good. Now we can put that to the side. All right, so next thing we're going to clean is going to be our BCG. So let's go ahead and first start by pulling the pin down, the cotter pin, and we're going to go ahead and drop the firing pin there, and we're going to push back on the bolt, and we are going to rotate the cam pin, and we're going to then lift that cam pin out. Okay, and then we can just pull the bolt out. There we are. Again, we're going to saturate this. Again, if you've seen any of the previous videos, you know that I just bought this spray bottle, and it was broken from the get-go, and I just don't feel like going and returning it. All right. So you can break down the bolt further, but we're not going to do that. This is just routine field strip cleaning, so nothing too intense. All right. Let's go ahead. And with our brush, kind of get in there. And just kind of work it down. Okay. It's clean. We just wipe that off. All right. We also we gotta go between these teeth here. Okay, just clean that up. Okay, we set it to the side. Okay, now we're working on the carrier. Okay, now we're working the inside as well. And we are going to go in here and kind of work this out too. And again, the other end. Okay, so wipe this down. I'm going to move this for just a sec. All right, cool. So that's pretty much good to go. Now we're working on the firing pin and the cam pin. All right, so these are going to be pretty easy. Just kind of wipe them down. A little brush just along the grooves and the sharp edges. Firing pin is good. Now let's go to a little brush here. Okay. And we'll just clean this pin now. That's for good measure. Okay. When installing your bolt back into the carrier, you're going to use excuse me, your cam pin, and you're going to see on what side it actually fits in. Okay, so it actually fits in here this way. So we want to keep that oriented up. And let's get our bolt ready. Before we insert there, we don't want to go in inserting things dry. And again, same goes for the cam here. It's just going to help us in the future, in the short, immediate future. So we're going to go ahead and push this in. And we got our cam pin here. Okay. So once we've done that, install our cam pin, we're actually going to pull the bolt forward, and then we're going to rotate the cam. And the reason why we're going to rotate the cam is to install our firing pin. We're just going to put a little lube there. Okay. And it should slide in pretty easy. Just give it a little lube on the cotter pin. And we're just going to shove that through. Gonna angle it so we can try to get that going. Perfect. All right, cool. Without a hitch. Very nice. So there's that. All right, now we're actually gonna clean the upper. So this is gonna be the dirtiest part, as many of you can imagine. This is where the explosion happens. So we are going to, again, saturate it with breakthrough. And we're going to angle it down so it goes down the barrel as well. So while it's working down the barrel, we're going to go ahead and use our brush here, kind of work it. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and use our microfiber towel here and really just start to work that in there. I like to use a microfiber towel with the brush, and that's so we can get through those tight edges there, tight spaces. Okay. All right, so the chamber tends to be the dirtiest, and it's one of the hardest parts to clean. It's just so awkward to get in there. So you're gonna just have to try your best with the brush and with the microfiber towel here. Okay, cool. So now that we've had the breakthrough solution go through the barrel, now it's time to use a bore snake to go ahead and clean it out. So we're just going to go ahead and feed this through. And you should see it on the other end. Cool, and then we're just going to pull this through. Okay. Now we've got it started. So this snake actually has a hook or a handle on the far end. So as soon as you get that rope through, just kind of work it in there. Just back and forth a little bit. And then you can release it out of there or pull it out of there. Okay. Alright, so you're done with that. Now for lubrication and reassembly. Okay, so last thing, actually, we need to clean our charging handle. So I like to use some gun grease here, and I just like to be generous with it. Not too generous, but enough that you'll give them a $25 gift, you know, for Christmas. So there's that, and install that. So you're gonna feel that there is a lip in the upper receiver, and the lip is going to be allowed to let this this little divot actually go through the upper receiver, and you just gotta feel around for it. You'll see here. Usually I like to send it in halfway, and then oh, there it is. Or there it's not. There it goes. Okay. And then once you get it in the divot, you want to pull it all the way back. And you want to get your BCG. What you want to do here is you actually want to send the bolt completely forward. And we can oil this up here. All right, and let's go ahead and insert that. And it's just going to snap in place. You can close the ejection port. Do a little cleanup here. And last but not least, we have our lower, and I just like to put a little oil here, just to help out. And what I found, the easiest way to get your pins back on is the first, the forwardmost first. But as you're noticing, I'm kind of angling, so it's kind of making a perpendicular angle here, and just trying to work it in here. Sometimes it gets a little tricky. Bear with me. Okay. Maybe if I work it in a little bit. There it goes. And finally, the rear takedown pin. Let's go ahead. Put some downwards pressure on the top of the upper receiver while you're pressing down on that takedown pin. And there you have it. Now you've field stripped, cleaned, and lubricated your AR-15. All right, thanks. Have a good one. Bye.